On November 11, 1918, the guns finally fell silent. World War I had ended, and the world rejoiced. But what came next would shape history for decades to come. As world leaders gathered in Paris to negotiate peace, one treaty would decide the fate of nations. It was meant to end all wars, but instead it laid the foundation for the next one. This is the story of the Treaty of Versailles, the peace that failed. The First World War had devastated Europe. Entire cities were in ruins, millions were dead, and economies were shattered. The victors, Britain, France, Italy, and the United States, met in Paris in 1919 to negotiate how the world would move forward. But rather than rebuilding peace, the talks quickly became about revenge, punishment, and power. At the center of it all was Germany. The Allies wanted to make sure Germany could never threaten Europe again. France, in particular, wanted severe punishment after the destruction caused by German forces on French soil. The result was the Treaty of Versailles, signed on June 28, 1919, exactly 5 years after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. And its terms were brutal. Germany was forced to accept full blame for the war in the War Guilt Clause. They had to pay massive reparations, over 132 billion gold marks, which would be about $400 billion today. They lost vast amounts of territory, both in Europe and overseas. Their military was drastically reduced, no air force, no submarines, and an army limited to just 100,000 men. To the German people, this treaty felt like a betrayal. They called it the Diktat, a dictated peace. They had surrendered thinking peace would be fair, but instead they were humiliated and crippled economically. Even among the victors, there were disagreements. US President Woodrow Wilson had pushed for his 14 points, a vision of peace that included the creation of the League of Nations, an international organization meant to prevent future wars. But the US Senate refused to ratify the treaty, and the United States never joined the League. Meanwhile, Italy and Japan felt they had been cheated, not receiving the land and influence they expected. Across Europe, new nations were created, but tensions remained high. Instead of securing peace, the Treaty of Versailles left behind anger, resentment, and instability. Germany, humiliated and economically broken, would struggle for years under the weight of reparations. Many Germans never forgot this humiliation, and within 2 decades, a leader would rise who promised to undo the treaty, rebuild Germany's strength, and seek revenge. The Treaty of Versailles was meant to end all wars. Instead, it helped set the stage for World War II. Was the Treaty of Versailles too harsh? Could a fairer peace have prevented World War II? Let us know in the comments, and if you're following this journey through history, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, where we'll explore the aftermath of the war and the unstable world left behind. Thanks for watching.